Yo guys, what's going on? It is me KRV. Now in today's video we are doing a rhino build video. Now rhino is a really good frame to have, and you definitely should have him at the beginning of the game, as he can just basically take you straight through the beginning of the game. And I'm going to show you a really good build on what you can use for him. For mainly his iron skin, I may just use his iron skin personally, just because it's his iron skin, you basically can't die with him. But so yeah, let's get straight to all of his abilities and his build. So first we have his rhino charge. Now this ability allows you to charge towards enemies, dealing some damage. Now ignore the ironclad charge at the moment, we'll talk more about that later. So next is iron skin. Now this is basically your main ability. So basically what happens when you pop this, you have a certain time when you're invulnerable. So you have a 3-second time invulnerable. When you take damage while invulnerable, your armor then will go up. So if you see here, mine is at 5,000. That's what it will be basically at all the time without taking any damage. Now if I do take damage when I'm in that invulnerability phase, then that will then go up. Say for example 5,700 for example. So that's a really good thing to keep a note of. So next is we have raw. Now this basically just increases your damage for a certain amount of time. So for example mine is a 30 second duration, and I have a 101% damage increase. So really simple for that, to be honest, really simple. Next we have is a rhino stomp. Now this is a really good crowd control ability. So now once you activate this, what it will then do is make all the enemies go up in the air and freeze them in the air for a certain amount of time. So a really good ability to have and use. It can be very helpful, this ability can. So let's get into the build. So I do have two builds. So we have this one and we also have this one. Now I mainly use this one just because of the adaptation, the strength, and it's kind of more better, especially for like whatever you're doing. But then if you want to do index, I recommend doing this one. So we'll go through the index one first. So first we have steel charge, because when I'm using this build I normally use melee. So for example the Grand Prime, I'll use a Grand Prime or something that does a lot of damage. So we'll use a steel charge to increase that damage. We've got adaptation on. You don't have to have adaptation, but it is a really good mod to have when you're not in your rhinos, in your iron skin, but you should be in your iron skin majority of the time anyway. Next we have is iron strap. Now this is an augment for rhino. This is iron skin augment where you can recast iron skin, cause it to detonate, dealing 100% of its remaining health as a punch damage and knocking down enemies. Now that's not the reason why I use it. Now the reason why I use it is for the recasting it. So if I'm like doing index for example and I am low, say for example I'm on like 100 left, then I'll recast it just so I'm back up. It's really good augment to use while you're playing index. I really recommend doing it. So next we have Umbral Vitality and Umbral Fiber, just so we can get that armor and that health. We have Intensify to increase our strength, Streamline for our efficiency because our Blind Rage makes our efficiency go down, and then we have Ironclad Charge, what Rhino is a Rhino Charge augment, so each enemy hit increases Rhino's armor rating by 50%. So for example if you hit 2 enemies, then you'll get 100% armor, and then so on. So that is the simple build. A really good build to use for index. Now I'll show you on how exactly it works. So we'll simulate some enemies real quick and I will show you on how it does. So when we, okay, they're all attacking them. So we're taking damage, if you see here, and you see how the number is going up. Now we're at 15k because it went up from the enemies attacking us, and then it also went up because obviously the default for us is 5,000 because of our strength. So now also with the augment, obviously you can then uncast it and then recast it. Now a really good thing to use because it can be really helpful. Now you also got the armor from doing the rhino charge. Obviously if you try and keep recasting it, you can get more. And obviously if you try and get most enemies as possible, so here you've got 404% armor, what is a huge bonus that can be done. So that is the kind of the simple build for Rhino that you should basically run all the time, because it can basically be done for anything. Basically you basically use this build for whatever. Now this build is not amazing, but it's still somewhat decent. Basically we have more armor and we have more damage increase. So now we'll go through the mods again. So we've got Adaptation again, Umbral Fiber, Umbral Intensify, Umbral Vitality. So we've got all the Umbral mods. If you have a higher ranking Umbral mod, then use that. Transit Fortitude, Streamline, and a Blind Rage. Basically, this build is just to get the most strength as possible. Now we only have a 22-second duration, what isn't amazing, but when you're using, for example, the Ferrite armor, it can be very, very good. So, for example, we'll unpause these real quick, and then when we start taking damage, we'll then go into our Ironclad shard here, and now we're at 9,000. Now we didn't really take a lot of damage then. We still see here, Rhino is kind of a hard enemy to kill because you're always going to be in this phase. So you're always going to be in this phase no matter what, and if you have the energy, then you're going to be in this phase quite often. So if you see here, the more damage you take, the more longer your armor is going to last. Now this is me just standing here, just recasting it when I can, and it really helps out. So let's just go and pause these real quick. I hope you guys did enjoy this video, this Rhino video. If you did, make sure to drop a like and subscribe, we're very much appreciated. And yeah, that's been it. Now I do want to say, we do have a monthly giveaway this month of 100 platinum and or a Mag Prime. So make sure you do put your game tag in the comment section down below. And yeah, join our Discord for extra giveaways. See you guys later. Peace out.